Hello, welcome back. This is video 2 of our Heart Chakra Self-Care class. So we're going to just dive right in, guys. And this is probably one of the most important pieces of chakra medicine is really studying what emotions we carry within ourselves. So just because we experience something and we feel it and maybe the next day we might not be focusing on it does not mean that we don't carry emotional baggage within us. So it's not just like we experience it and then it just floats off. Emotions have an energetic signature. So we carry it. And I had 10 years of a massage therapy career where I massaged thousands of people, and I saw tons of patterns of people really holding on to emotional baggage, and it can affect our physical body. It can affect all kinds of different aspects of ourselves and how we integrate with our life. So we are going to be talking about the tough emotions that we can feel within this area, and we'll also be talking about energy. And so when we're talking about emotions and energy, it's good to maybe think of it in terms that everything is energy, from the chair that I sit on to uh, the vapors of essential oils coming out of my diffuser. Like mist is energy, like water droplets are energy, emotions are energy. And so when we think of emotions, there are lower frequency emotions that feel sluggish and heavy, like grief and loss and feeling unconfident, versus other emotions, which are higher vibrational emotions, which are easier to kind of like filter out of our body and our energetic systems. And those are like excitement and joy and spunkiness. And so when you think of emotions, you can almost see them like on a chart of vibration, with the lower, heavier emotions that are harder for us to release, being towards the bottom, and they're kind of a little bit heavier and harder to expel from ourselves, versus like the higher energy emotions that are just like able to like release out of our bodies more easily. And so if we have healthy emotions within our heart chakra, and we're still taking a tally of our whole life, it's not just what we're experiencing now. So you can maybe think of how you're feeling now or how you have been feeling in the past. Maybe some of your experiences, take a little bit of inventory. Maybe you can even get a piece of paper, pause this, and write down some of the emotions that you might have been feeling or had felt, or you are currently feeling. If you have a healthy heart chakra, you will feel loved. You will know like your love languages and how your heart is nourished, and you'll be giving yourself those. You'll be receiving them from your relationships. You'll be your own source of love, ideally. You will feel seen, supported. You feel valued. You feel worthy of love and freely giving back and forth of love. You feel nurtured. You feel compassion for your own self and compassion for other people. You feel generous. You feel soft, like people that have had a rough heart chakra, you can feel like your body is like almost like turned in, like you don't want to be touched. Sometimes it's the people that don't want to be hugged, or sometimes, some of us, like myself, I'm always gooey. I love hugs. So you have to read your own body and how you carry emotions, but sometimes you can feel like really closed off and rigid. And other times when your heart chakra is really open, you have the ability to open that chest and expand yourself, and being open to life and open to love and open to vulnerability, open to giving and receiving that love. And so that is a healthy heart chakra. And we're going to dive into some of the trials and hardships or heavy emotional baggage that many of us walk through. And some of that emotional imbalance and baggage could be taking form as grief or feeling unlovable. If you feel loneliness, anguish, like you're not enough, like you feel longing or drained or worn out, like you just give. A lot of you caregivers, healers, people that just really feel deeply, can a lot of times feel really drained and worn out within our heart chakra. Sometimes if we've been hurt, we can feel malice or closed off or resentment. We could feel rigid or restriction, like we were just talking about, or sometimes we can just feel anxious. So those are all emotional energies that we can tend to hold on to more. And the next thing that I want to talk about are essential oils, because if we're talking about emotional baggage, and how we can tend to carry emotions and those vibrations being lower, where it's grief or feeling unlovable, all those heavy to release emotions. When we bring in essential oils and plant matter have a higher frequency and vibration. And so you take those essential oils and you test them. And if you have a really high grade essential oil, I myself personally use Young Living essential oils, and those oils have a crazy powerful vibration. So if you take, say, like frankincense or sage, like those, Northern Light spruce, I believe, is like a super powerful high frequency oil. A healthy body, healthy energetic system within us is about 68 to 72 gigahertz. So you take an essential oil that's high quality, like Young Living's, those are like within like 200-300 megahertz. So when those integrate within our body, whether you are diffusing them, or Young Living has oils that you can actually ingest, like they're that pure, they're beyond organic. You can internally ingest them. They will integrate with your body and they will try to help bring up the frequency of your body, or even just inhaling them and blessing yourself and anointing yourself with them. Your body tries to mimic that frequency. It brings the emotions up and it brings it and tries to elevate your vibration. So you hear all this talk about high vibes and high vibrations, and yeah, that's what we're talking about, is uplifting our vibration. And so essential oils can be a wonderful tool to do that. And one cool fact about these oils is that, and tying that into emotions, is that our emotions are stored within our limbic system, and our limbic system stores all those old memories, all those old stories that we tell ourselves. Sometimes they can be really quick to recall. You get triggered really easy when something happens, like, oh, I feel unlovable, just like I did when I was a child. So you can get triggered really easy, and our limbic system will really sometimes has a hard time letting go. But an interesting fact about the limbic system is that it also ties in your sense of smell. So you can have something that you smell that can trigger something negatively, or you can trigger that same emotion and use a beautiful oil, a beautiful scent to kind of bring it up out of your limbic system, reprogram the thought, really self-love and nurture that memory, and really help to break that emotional pattern. And that's the next thing that we are going to be covering in our Heart Chakra Self-Care series. And we're going to be talking about all those emotional baggage, girls, and we will be tying different oils in to really tap into our self-talk and really shifting those emotions and breaking that emotional baggage, and really helping you to identify what you want to be feeling instead of those heavier emotions. Like, what could you learn from this? What wisdom can you gather? Where is this soul lesson supposed to take you? And what do you want to feel to be empowered and loved and whole and healed? So that's the next thing we're going to be covering. We're going to be diving into the essential oils. After that, we're going to be covering anatomy and kinesiology, how our body moves and integrates with our muscles. We'll be talking a little bit about upper back pain and really manually releasing some of the energy from this area. Like I said, we'll be doing the meditation and doing some great self-love. So join me for the next video. We'll be talking all about emotions. So take the time between this pause and go identify some of the emotional baggage that you might be feeling, and I'll help you walk through it. So any of those emotions that I listed, maybe go and write down, where you have felt those, when you have felt those. Maybe identify if it is in your heart chakra. Maybe you could be storing it somewhere else, but go take a little bit of inventory for yourself and I'll walk you through it and we'll give some love to ourselves. So join me for the next video.